another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I'm Kellie Raspberry Evans, and this is my husband, Alan Evans.
Hey, Train in the house.
Happy to be here with you. If I sound a little congested, I am.
I'm so happy.
You're happy?
Oh, yes.
Why are you happy?
Because I'm just...
you feel good.
I'm a happy guy.
When I don't feel well, Alan, overcompensates. So he's going to be super happy. But I think I'm just having some sinus issues. But, my favorite drug...
Advil, cold, and sinus.
Advil, cold, and sinus.
No,
I
babe,
took it, and I do feel better, but...
Here's the reason I'm happy. I went to bed before you last night.
You did.
And then, of course, I got up after you because nobody gets up before you.
Yeah, not in this house. Yeah, I had to sit up late last night. I have a job called the Kid Craddock Morning Show, nationally syndicated. Pick up that dime I just dropped. And,
wow.
Heading into Thanksgiving week, I have to write all these commercials that have to air while we're on break. So we're going to be off the air. It's going to be best ofs next week. So I had to sit up and write all those commercials.
No best ofs from A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. We're going to be recording multiple podcasts this weekend to deliver you content over the Thanksgiving holiday.
Right. So while I was busy working, my husband's like, peace out, going to bed, see you in the morning.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Sometimes I get to that stage where I can't sit up. I can't keep my eyes open. I will literally just fall on my face because I guess I needed to catch up on my sleep.
I guess I am not a morning person, which is really odd considering my career since I was 19 has been morning radio. I'm just not really a great morning person. And I've learned, everybody says, well, you get used to getting up that early. Not really. You don't get used to it. You just learn to live tired. And my problem is I'll get this late night surge of energy and really screws me because if I just wouldn't do anything and just go to bed, it'd be fine. But I'll say, well, let me go ahead and clean out the dishwasher real quick, or let me just start a load of laundry real quick. That way I can get that started. Or let me check emails, or let me log on to Twitter for a minute. As we talked about in the social dilemma last week, that's what gets you. And I end up sitting up till 11 or 12 o'clock at night.
Sometimes most of the time, Kellie will go to bed before me, and I'm in the living room, and then she goes back to our bedroom, and I think she's asleep, and I may have to go to the second refrigerator to get a bottle of water or something, or go to the...
A lot of people have second refrigerators. It doesn't make you bougie.
Or go to the bathroom or whatever, and I'll in the crack of the door in pitch darkness, I'll see a cell phone, and I'll see either Best Fiends, friends without the R, or I'll see Twitter.
Yeah.
That's all I can see. I just see the outline of a cell phone and the screen going up and down, or you collecting cute characters and killing slugs.
I know. It's, I've got to plan my nighttime routine a little better.
But that's not what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about killing slugs or collecting cute characters on this podcast.
No, we're not.
We're going to talk about some other stuff. We're going to talk about how I got on the NextDoor app finally.
Thank you.
Yep.
Last week's episode finally did it for you.
Yep. And I want off because
I'm off already.
I want off.
Why?
Well, because I'm going to read you some of the things that I saw. Remember how you read some? Well, I have some too, and I'm going to read them on the podcast.
Okay. Well, you're going to show me.
I'm going to show you.
Tonight on the NextDoor app, I checked it right before I came in to do the podcast. Someone was letting us all know there is a solicitor going around door to door where, there's a very effective sign posted at the entrance of our neighborhood. It's probably slightly bigger than a 3x5 index card that says no solicitation. Not very effective, apparently. And apparently this guy, she wrote, she said, the same solicitor has come to my door 3 times tonight. The first time we were having supper, and he keeps coming back, and she described him so we can all be looking out for him and wanting to know who does solicitations after dark.
Well, a lot of guys named John.
What?
Nothing. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, we're going to talk about the
latest from my NextDoor app.
How I got on the NextDoor app. I'm going to bring you, and this should encourage some discussion, maybe a little bit, because some of these are controversial. The 7 overrated things you've been giving too much importance in your life, babe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe not you.
That's not a catchy title.
Maybe not you.
The 7 overrated things you've been giving much attention to in your life,
Too much
babe.
importance in your life, babe.
Too much importance in your life, babe. Okay.
Yes. So we will go through those, and,
All right.
and you can tell me if you agree or disagree.
All right.
And what do you got? You got anything?
Well, just a couple of little things, not like a lot.
I see the word pumpkin on your
You
screen.
do. It's because the Charlie Brown. Well, if you want me to go ahead and do it, see,
Oh.
you always look on my screen and it spoils stuff.
It doesn't.
I wish
stuff.
we were like, instead of side by side facing each other, so you couldn't read my stuff.
Wow.
Well, because you always spoil
We
it
can.
ahead.
Hey, we have 8-foot mic cables. I can go sit in the kitchen if you want
Then
me to
how
do
are we
this.
going to be on our little YouTube screen together?
We won't.
Figure that.
Well,
we can
won't.
do like a Zoom, set it up like a Zoom where it's a split screen.
Yeah, because we all know
We're not in
Zoom
the
is so much
same-
fun and so effective.
What do you mean?
I don't like Zoom.
But it's just it's still us both on camera.
I've had to do a couple of Zooms. I did a Zoom for the Cancer Federation for October. We did a Zoom call, and did I tell you this? I did a magic trick on Zoom.
Yeah, Deontay. It was that the men stand up. Men wear pink for cancer. What was it?
Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah.
real men wear pink.
Mhm.
But they wanted me to do a magic trick for the final Zoom meeting.
And there were some famous people on that call, weren't there?
I panicked. Well, I didn't panic because Darren Woodson was on the call.
Darren Woodson.
And
Now,
I didn't-
If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you know who Darren Woodson is.
I
He's
didn't
so
panic
cute.
because he was on the call, but I asked for audience participation, and the gal that helped me was awesome, and I'm glad I asked her to help me. But why didn't I pick Darren Woodson? I just totally forgot he was on the call.
But you know what? Darren Woodson probably, as a celebrity, gets picked all the time.
Yeah.
And so to go with someone who doesn't always get picked, I think is a
God,
nice
but
thing
how-
to do.
But how legit would that have been if I was doing a magic
Yeah.
trick and I addressed him as Woody?
You did?
No, if I did.
What if
Because
you-
don't
what-
his close friends call him Woody?
I don't know, but what if you had done a magic trick with him and he was so impressed, he invited you like out to dinner? Now you'll never know.
No, I'll never know.
But Alan and I, as we were walking the dogs today, before my sinuses got the best of me and I had to lie down, we were talking about traveling, and we were talking about what we're going to do in 2021, since, a lot of the stuff we wanted to do in 2020 kind of flew out the window. And I was just reading, according to Travel and Leisure magazine, when they ask, how would you describe your dream vacation in one word? Even though one is a hyphenated word when you hear what I have to say.
RV.
Well, no, the word that most women use most often is romantic. And they said the male response is all inclusive.
Well, that's not one word.
I know, that's why I said it's hyphenated. So
I'm a
I
fan
like
of
the-
all-inclusive.
I'm a fan of the
Big
all-inclusive.
fan. Big fan.
Romantic is cool too, but I also like all-inclusive.
Well, here's the thing. You can have both.
You can.
Where we go for our summer vacation, it's romantic and all-inclusive.
Yeah, but Alan and we were talking about spring break, the upcoming spring break. We don't have the kids for spring break. So it's just going to be he and I, him and me, he and I. We're going to go somewhere, and he was suggesting that would be the time for us to do an RV trip together. I've never done that.
I think that would be I had so much fun when I did it with my boys and my mom and dad. It was way more fun. We've talked about this on the
That
podcast.
was on the spring break last
It
year when
was
you did have them. But I
way
had
more
to work.
fun than I thought
Yeah.
it would be.
Yeah.
And
So-
and the whole time I was thinking, Kelly would really think this is pretty cool.
Well, if it's comfortable enough for me. I know you had some issues with the heating, that you woke up in the morning and it was absolutely freezing, but you didn't realize you had to do something. But now
Well,
you've learned.
Yeah, it has a heater on it, but it's kind of like any new space. We just didn't know, like,
You're learning.
how you turn, like how much of it you needed, and should we leave the windows cracked or not. Yeah, we almost froze to death in Abilene because
Yeah.
we cracked the windows, didn't turn the heater on, and then we woke up and it was like 40 in the RV.
Yeah, and from what I understand, the mattresses on RVs are not very comfortable, but seasoned
no.
RV travelers get one of those pillow top things.
Get you an egg crate.
An
or a
egg
pillow
crate
top,
thing,
yeah.
yes. Do that. We also had the discussion, bathroom etiquette on an RV. I know the rule for most people, like on tour buses, with you're in a rock band, or if you're on an RV, there's no number 2 on the RV.
I mean, it's acceptable in an emergency. It's discouraged, just generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like during spring break, I never did paperwork in the RV.
Mm-hmm.
I would stop at the KOA, and the KOAs had great bathrooms. I mean, clean, big. And I'd do my paperwork in there.
Yeah. But here's the thing, spring break is, Alan, I was saying we need to start really thinking if we're going to do this. And he's like, oh, we got time. It's 4 months away. Time is ticking. So I'm asking you, our podcast family, I mean, we could go look on the internet and search different ideas, but do you have any recommendations where it'd be really great to go in March in an RV? Alan was saying, I've always wanted to go up like maybe to Montana or something like that. Yellowstone or wherever. I'm like, but is it going to be too cold? I don't want to go somewhere where it's freezing.
I'd like to go to the great state of South Dakota, but I think it'd be freezing.
I want to go somewhere where it's comfortable. So somewhere that would be pleasing to go in March. If you have any suggestions, we would love to hear those from experienced RV travelers. The reason that came up, honestly, is we were walking today and somebody had their RV parked outside of their house and they were remodeling it.
And it was big.
It was a big RV.
It was one of those big coach RVs.
Yeah, and they had painters in there and they were repainting the cabinets inside the RV, and that's what led to our discussion about where we're going to go next year in the RV.
I told Kelly, I think the way to approach this, I've talked to a lot of you've sent me messages about this, is to work into it slowly. Like we went to the convention or we went to the RV show, and then I have a pick-me-up truck that could tow a pretty good-sized RV.
Yeah.
So kind of work into that before you go with the King Air when we retire.
Well,
and we sell all our... For all you in South Carolina. So we sell all our belongings, everything we own, like your wedding ring, everything, and sink it into an RV.
Right.
And then hit the road.
Just so y'all know, my family in South Carolina is all very concerned, and they listen to the podcast. Which makes me very uncomfortable. That Alan is going to force me to sell everything I have.
Yes.
To live in an RV eating canned beans over a Sterno can of heat or something.
Sell that Gracie Award, damn it! Sell it.
And they're really they're like my
but
aunt
they think
very upset.
They really think I'm serious, like
they're
real serious.
So worried. Well,
Yes.
I think you're halfway serious.
But that's the thing about me. You never know how serious I am.
But it's like. But I try to tell them. I was like, y'all need to calm down. If anything like this happens, we're talking a couple decades away, and. They're just very worried.
I don't want to.
They had to have a conversation. They had to pull me aside.
They pulled you aside?
Yeah, oh, very upset.
Really?
Very upset.
Well, see, I don't want to make Aunt Velma upset. I don't want to make any of your relatives upset, but especially Aunt Velma.
They don't think talk of RV life is funny at all.
RV life is the best life, babe.
That's what people say. I look forward to another RV show. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It's like when you go to IKEA. Have you ever gone to an IKEA? I know they're not everywhere.
I have.
But for those of you who have been or have not been, when you go to IKEA, they have these like full apartments and homes set up in like 200 square feet.
Yeah.
Everything you could possibly ever want. There's the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, a pull down, table and everything. You could have your entire life lived in 200 square feet and it looks so awesome, right? It's like those tiny houses you see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to do that for real. It's cute to look at it. That's why it's like cute to go look at these luxury RVs, but I don't know. I told Alan it has to be tall. We're big people. It has to be tall enough so I don't have to walk around slunched.
You don't have to do that
over
in
so my
any
head
of
doesn't
them.
hit the roof.
Even the ones I was looking at, I could tow with my truck.
I don't know.
They're 6'5". I mean, plenty of room. You can walk around without hunching over.
A 6'5" ceiling. It just seems like I don't know.
Well, babe, it's an RV. Most of the time,
I know.
most of the time you're sitting down.
No, well, you call Aunt Velma and convince her and get back to me.
Or sometimes you go in the
Go in the what?
Go in the back and draw the curtain
On the egg crate. That sounds romantic. All right, look, you know what? Everybody, if you're watching the news, it's doom and gloom all the time, right? And it looks like we're getting ready to go back into another massive shutdown if people have their way with that. But you know what? At the beginning of quarantine, what did we all say we were going to do? We were going to learn how
to do all kinds of stuff.
All this stuff. We were going to learn to speak French.
I mean, you were going to do watercolor.
Alan bought me a whole painting set, and I was going to paint. And you know what? I look back now, and I was like, why didn't I do it then? I mean, months ago, I could have some really great skills right now that would bring me joy. But you know what? As Madonna once said to me,
whoa,
yes, Madonna, when we interviewed her on the Kid Craddock Morning Show, she said to me, Kellie Raspberry, not really, she didn't know my name, but we were interviewing her. She said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
I've heard that before.
And that's why I feel the time is right for our new sponsor of the podcast, Skillshare.
Skillshare, yes.
Because I wasn't ready at the beginning of quarantine. I wasn't, but now
You're
I'm
ready. You're ready to take the pebble from Skillshare's hand?
Because I feel we were talking about if we could have a do-over on quarantine, what would we do different? I would have learned something.
What skills would you pick up?
I'll tell you, Skillshare, it's a really cool idea. I want you all to go check it out when you have them. After you finish listening to our podcast, you have plenty of time. Okay, so Skillshare is this online learning community. They have thousands of inspiring classes for creative, curious people like me. Very curious and creative, Alan. I don't need your smart remarks.
You're curious and creative. I agree.
But you know, it's like a little spark, that's there. You got to light it up again, right? Anyway, you can explore new skills. You can deepen your existing passions. Get lost in creativity. If we're going to have more time at home, you might as well use it wisely and do something to fulfill yourself. You can only clean out so many closets and drawers. That's what we did at first. But how about something that's really enriching to your spirit? A couple of classes that I thought were really fun sounding, iPhone photography. We all have an iPhone. We don't always have these really fancy cameras, but you can learn how to shoot and edit conceptual photos on your phone. And that's taught by an Adobe Creative resident named Emily Satsker. And I'll tell you another class that sounds really awesome. A lot of people during quarantine have decided they were going to do plants at home, but they don't know what they're doing, and a lot of them are dying. Well, there is a Skillshare on that. Plants at Home, Uplift Your Spirit and Your Space. It's taught by Christopher Griffin, known as Plant Queen. He is fun. Check that out. But there's so many. Skillshare offers memberships with meaning, with so much to explore, real projects to create. You've got the support of fellow creatives, and it empowers you to accomplish some real growth. A great way to refresh your creativity, explore beyond your regular routine. So break that up. Most classes under 60 minutes, short lessons to fit any schedule. And I love this part, no ads. And they're always launching new premium classes. It's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. I know Alan's been looking into some of these classes.
I have. There's some cool stuff on there. I'm going to learn 65% of Chinese in less than 10 hours.
Is that one of the classes?
That certainly is.
That's crazy.
That's not a bit. That's real. Yeah, and you can explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/sandwich. And the first 1,000 people to use our link will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium Membership. Receive a free access to thousands of classes for a limited time. Be one of the first 1,000 to sign up at Skillshare.com/sandwich.
Man, 1,000 of you better get on that. Use this time.
That's going to go fast.
It will.
Because there are some really great. They even had a how to live life on the road.
Oh.
In an RV.
Oh, I need to sign up for that.
Serious. That's one of their classes.
All right.
Yep.
See, there's so many things on there. Who knew?
All right, babe. Well, what do you want to do next?
Well, you said you brought all this stuff.
I do. I have lots of stuff. Okay. Well, because you kind of shamed me.
Kinda.
Last podcast about not being on the NextDoor app.
No, I shamed you because you ruined my punchline.
Well, that too. But I got on the NextDoor app and I jotted down a few notes for things I saw.
Okay.
And I just wanted to share this with our audience.
Anything about guy walking around soliciting?
Well, I thought it was very interesting. Let me read a couple of these. I don't know though. I don't know that I want to be on NextDoor app.
Why?
Well, let me read these and you tell me.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Let's see. First one. Y'all, seen in neighborhood, large man dressed in all dark clothing, brown I think, ran up to a door and then ran back to a big brown truck and sped off fast, leaving a huge plume of black smoke. Be vigilant.
Alan, you're mocking me.
Here's another one. Hey, all you with the Trump Pence signs. The bad orange man lost. Take them down now. We're watching. It's time to heal. Or else. Pass along.
Why are you yelling at me? I'm right here.
Because that was kind of the
I have
tone.
a sinus headache.
Well, that was kind of the tone of the thing.
Yeah.
Here's another one. I noticed that every Thursday when the lawn guy comes, that my doormat's front right corner is always blown up, requiring me to place that corner back down. Can anyone recommend a good lawn service? I'm telling you, this is what I saw. Spotted.
Y'all know Alan's mocking me.
Here's
now.
another one. Spotted. Group of people, I'd say about 10, sitting in a circle in a cul-de-sac after dark, talking and laughing. They appeared to be seated about 5, not 6 feet from one another, and gasp. They were drinking and not wearing masks. Wear the damn mask.
Please stop yelling. My head hurts. You know, honestly, though, I've seen stuff like that on the app.
Here's another one. I saw a strange man today in a white van. This should concern you. I thought it was a bit odd because the white van was cruising very slowly, and it slowed down and stopped when a group of kids on bicycles stopped to talk to the driver. The man had a lot of facial hair, and his van was playing music. He then appeared to give them food. It looked like something on a stick or in a cup. Be on the lookout for this van.
Okay. How much more are you going to punish me, Alan?
Here's another one. You know, guys, I still see a lot of Biden-Harris signs still up, and that's fine, because I think it's okay to express your opinion no matter what it is. And I'm going to keep any political commentary off this app.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that on the app. You're not.
Right. But all I want to say is, cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater.
That's funny.
There's another one.
Oh, another one.
Well, there's a couple more.
Okay.
Well, I'll just fight through it.
No, it's great.
Okay. I don't know what anyone else thinks, but I'm going to post here and hopefully get some insight from y'all. Do we really need to put Christmas decorations up 2 weeks before Thanksgiving? I mean, I get that it's 2020 and it can't be over fast enough, but let's celebrate Thanksgiving first, for cripe's sakes. Oh, and speaking of Thanksgiving, remember, it's best to have 10 people or fewer in your house for Thanksgiving, and no singing, no loud music, as it leads to loud talking or yelling.
Like you're doing to me now.
Please report anyone that violates this guidance. Stay safe, friends.
Yeah, that's half true, though. Some people are complaining about the lights, and some people are not.
Okay, and
that is a real thing on NextDoor app.
And here's the last one I saw. Can you see the tone of these, though? That's just,
yes, they're very angry.
And they're very
hostile.
They're very confrontational.
I think if they would take a class on Skillshare, they would be able to release some of that pent-up energy.
Okay, here's the last one. Hey, this is probably nothing, but I thought I'd be better safe than sorry. I saw a man in the neighborhood this evening dressed in dark clothes. He had his hat on backwards. He really stood out because he had lots of tattoos, and he also had a dark complexion. He was walking with an accomplice. It looked like a tall female, dark or red hair in a bun. It looked suspicious because they were walking briskly and looking at the houses. They were walking with 2 small gray dogs. It looked like they might be pit bulls. Use vigilance.
Somebody saw us.
So I'm out. I'm off the NextDoor app.
You know, the thing is,
if that's what I see on the NextDoor app, I'm out.
The thing is, I know you think you're trying to be funny, but some of what you said, there's like little grains of truth in there, because I have seen stuff about people be aware of these dogs walking through the neighborhood because their dogs attacked my dog. That kind of stuff really does happen.
Yeah, I know.
You really don't want to go on it?
No. No, I don't.
Well, thank you for that highly entertaining mockery of your wife.
I'm not mocking
who
my
enjoys
wife.
NextDoor app.
I'm not mocking my wife. I'm mocking the over-vigilant NextDoor app person.
There's a lot of controversy. How do we say controversy?
Mm-hmm.
Alan and I purposely mispronounce things sometimes.
Yes.
right now because they're all accusing this person of trying to run a scam by, because it's the holidays and people like to donate during the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody came on with this really sad story about somebody she's trying to help. And then suddenly, people just want to help. And so they're throwing all this money and food and stuff. And there's a GoFundMe now. And people are saying, this smells like a scam to me. Because, it's like a lot of vague description. I don't know. There's just so much on the app. I enjoy it. And when Alan thinks I'm in there playing Best Fiends or Twitter,
Well, I thought that's what you're doing.
I might be in there looking at the NextDoor app.
I thought that's what you do, though.
I do. I do both.
Best Fiends.
I do it all.
I'll tell you what.
When he thinks I've gone to bed.
Whoa. What does that mean?
On my phone.
Oh.
So Alan was peeking over my stuff about, he said, what is this thing about pumpkin you've got? Well, I didn't realize. Do you remember when we were kids? Alan and I are almost the same age. I'm a tad older. But if you are anywhere, I guess in your 40s maybe and up, when we were kids, we didn't have streaming services. We didn't have, HBO and all that stuff. I remember when HBO came out, that was like a real big deal. But you had specials that came out on TV once a year.
Yeah, I remember those.
And there were things you looked forward to. The Wizard of Oz came on once a year on CBS. If you missed it, you had to wait until next year. And so it was a big deal. There was Wizard of Oz. There was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Do y'all remember that? That used to come on. That movie used to upset me so bad when the old man was. Am I really dating? Well, my daughter watched this too. When the old man was in the outhouse and they kept dunking him in the water, and I just thought he was going to die every time. It freaked me out. And the kids that were all held captive. Oh, terrorizing. Anyway, so these special things would come on once a year. You snooze, you lose. You have to wait another year. Another special that came around once a year, the Charlie Brown specials.
Charlie Brown, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Thanksgiving, Christmas. There's also a Halloween special.
Yeah.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie
Great
Brown.
Pumpkin.
Well, the Great Pumpkin never aired on television this year. And, maybe it's because there are so many streaming platforms you can get, and people own the DVDs now. So that's something that modern technology has kind of destroyed. That anticipation, because we're such an instant gratification society.
You can get anything you want, whenever
anytime.
you want. Yeah.
So the Great Pumpkin did not show on TV this year.
How about that?
But after making a deal with PBS, the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving and Christmas specials are going to return to the air. So we missed out on the Great Pumpkin. But last month, Apple TV Plus became the new home to the Peanuts holiday specials. I did not know that Apple TV had acquired them. It's why it did not make it to network television. So a lot of people who still cling to some idea of tradition, because we're getting so far away from it, got really upset about that. Because they're used, that's kind of part of the thing. We turn on the TV.
Got upset that it moved from network TV to Apple Plus.
If you don't have Apple TV,
got it. Yep.
That's our tradition. We would sit down and maybe that's when we would decorate the tree, watching Charlie Brown. I don't know. But people were upset. So Apple has acquiesced, and they've offered each special to stream for free for a few days. On November 18th, they announced they've teamed up with PBS for ad-free broadcasts. So this is good, because usually if you watch on, network TV, you have to stop for ads. So it's ad-free broadcasts of a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. That's going to be on Sunday, November 22nd. And then the Charlie Brown Christmas special will be Sunday, December 13th. And both specials will also be available for free during 3-day windows on Apple TV from November 25th to 27th for the Thanksgiving special, December 11th through the 13th for Christmas. So there you go. If you were missing it this year, now you can find it.
That's great, because those are classics.
They're
I still enjoy watching those to this day.
But do our kids enjoy it? That's the problem.
I don't think so.
I think our kids, the quality the cartoons has come so far, and all the weird jokes and puke jokes and toot jokes and stuff. You don't get those.
Unfortunately,
with Charlie Brown.
I don't think they would appreciate as much as we do, even though it's a classic. And I still think that they'd sit down.
It's for our benefit more than the
kids. I think it's more for
kids.
our benefit, because sometimes, I don't know if your mom and dad are like this. Sometimes my dad and I will be talking about something, and he'll say that he used to watch a show and thought it was so funny, and that I should go back and watch
And
it.
you go watch it, and it's not.
Well, but for him, it was like Laurel and Hardy and like the Three Stooges, and and they're funny, but I just didn't grow up with it.
Yeah.
Or the Little Rascals.
See, I did grow up with that because when cable and stuff did come around, TBS, remember we all watched TBS, and they would do every morning before school and we come home, they would have Leave It to Beaver. And that's what I was introduced to it. I didn't grow up with Leave It to Beaver. Well, I did grow up with Leave It to Beaver. It was just all reruns. We had that. We had the Little Rascals. We had the Three Stooges. We had Father Knows Best, My Three Sons. I know a lot of people.
I watched those.
But they were on TBS. And remember, everybody became...
Hogan's Heroes?
Yep. Hogan's Heroes was on.
Who was the lead guy in Hogan's Heroes?
Dick... Oh, God. What was his name? He was the one that died in that...
Lewd.
Very lewd. It was like porn stuff.
I think I think he hung himself, didn't
No,
he?
I think it was a shooting, I think.
I thought he was doing porn stuff and he hung himself.
I don't think he got hung. I think it was a shooting.
Oh. Well, it was something lewd.
He was so handsome.
Yeah, he was.
Anyway, what was I going to say?
sorry.
TBS. Because of TBS, in cable, everybody, I think, the Atlanta Braves became America's baseball team.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I knew all the Braves players.
Everybody knew. My dad, this is a little piece of trivia. My dad loved, the pitcher at the time was Phil Necro.
Yeah.
Remember him? And he got really old.
He threw a knuckleball.
He got really old. My daddy, one time, he knew the Atlanta Braves were going to be playing in some town. He called the hotel, asked to speak to Phil Necro, got his room. They patched him through to Phil Necro's room, and my daddy told him good luck in the game that night.
Why does that not surprise me?
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
You used to be able to do that.
How about that?
You can't do that anymore.
No.
And I remember we got HBO. I don't have it now, so now all these programs people tell me about. And then there's a free weekend on. I'm like, there's nothing on here I want to see, but I know there's a lot of things on there that are great. When we got HBO, Grease 2 played, because they didn't have that many movies to choose from. Grease 2, not the original.
Never seen it.
Grease 2 starred Michelle Pfeiffer
Pfeiffer.
and Matthew Caulfield, and I love it. And then there was another movie starring Sylvester Stallone called Victory.
Now, I saw Victory.
Victory is a good movie.
That was a good movie.
But I tried to go back and watch it not too long
had
ago.
Pele in it.
Pele was in it. It's about these prisoners during war. Was it Germany? I can't remember. I think it was a German war. It's been so long since I've seen it. But they decided they were going to have this huge it was wartime, and they were going to have this huge soccer game. And it was like, I don't want to spoil the movie for you, but at the end it's like, Victora, Victora. I remember the crowd was screaming. It was a great movie. I love that. And then they also had the pirate movie starring Christopher Atkins from Blue Lagoon and Christy McNichol.
I don't know if I remember that one.
It was based on the music, The Pirates of the Caribbean. Those movies bring me so much joy because I watched them on repeat when we first got HBO.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't hardly find them anymore. But, I mean, those are kind of fun to find. I remember one time I was talking about that pirate movie and somebody sent it to me on a VHS tape. And I had no way to play it.
It'd be hard to play.
I know.
We don't own a VCR.
A pirate movie.
Do we? We don't have a VCR.
We don't have a VCR anymore. So anyway, I just took a little trip down nostalgia lane. That was totally unintended. I aged myself, didn't I?
You did. But we do that a lot on this podcast.
That's all right.
That's okay.
What, are we going to lie?
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
You do sometimes when you misrepresent me, but other than that.
When's the last time I lied and misrepresented you? Give an example.
Last podcast.
What was it?
I can't remember, but you did.
Oh, okay. Well, there's your proof right there, people.
Because I said so. That's the proof.
I support you, husband. That's what good wives do, right? We always support our husbands. You know what Alan and I did for each other this week? Well, the one thing I can tell you about right now is we were both of us, it was the strangest thing. Both of us said, I've got a knot in my back. Me too. I said, it's under my left shoulder blade.
True story.
He said,
true story.
Me too. We both had a knot underneath our left shoulder blades.
In about the exact same spot.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Are we starting to look alike too?
Well, we dress alike. Now we have pains in the same place.
We do. So what did we do? We got out the Theragun.
Theragun.
And we just went to town. It was great. And it worked out that knot in both of our in our shoulder blades. I'll tell you the thing about Theragun that I really love, the battery life on that thing. You charge it, it's good to go for, I mean, it took forever for the battery life to go out on that thing.
You'll be killing knots months from now.
It's really great. We love Theragun because, you know, sometimes there's a place and you just can't, there's nothing worse than trying to back up to a door jam and try to work a knot out. Say, honey, get the Theragun. But I'll tell you what, the way it angles, the head on it too, there's certain times you can hold it and you can get to places you'd be really surprised you can reach on your own.
Well, and different attachments too.
Different attachments, different, because it does make a difference. There's some that are more pointy, rounded. It makes a different feeling. If you're really big into working out and you have sore, you know, calf muscles or thighs after workout, it feels so great. That knot underneath your shoulders, can't beat it. It's a hand, and this is like one of the top gift lists you see when you look up best gift ideas for 2020. Handheld percussive therapy device, the Theragun. That's always at the top of the list. It releases that deep muscle tension with scientifically calibrated combination of depth, speed, and power. Now as quiet as an electric toothbrush with the all-new Gen 4 Theragun. And if you want to soothe your aching muscles, you want to do something nice for yourself or your spouse, get a Theragun for a Christmas, for a Hanukkah present, for Kwanzaa, whatever. Even if you don't celebrate a holiday, get a Theragun because I promise you, you're going to love it.
And you can try a Theragun risk-free for 30 days. There's no substitute for the Theragun Gen 4 with an OLED screen, personalized Theragun app, and the quiet and power you need, starting at only $199. Go to Theragun.com/lovin' right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's Theragun.com/lovin'. One more time, babe. Theragun.com/lovin'. LOVIN.
There you go.
Love Theragun.
Do.
All right, babe. Here's what we're going to do now. We're going to talk about 7 overrated things that I think a lot of people give too much importance to in their life.
Babe, that's how you said.
Well,
The title was 7 Overrated Things. What?
7 overrated things you've given too much importance to in your life, babe.
Okay, there's the title of this catchy new bit. It's probably just a one-off. I don't know if we can come up with 7 things every podcast.
Okay, so instead of focusing on what truly matters in life, do you focus on these overrated things that really aren't worth your time, energy, or efforts?
I'll find out.
Okay, the first one on this list, and this is from lifehack.com, just to give a source.
Okay.
First one's weddings.
Yeah.
You're more in love with the idea of getting married
Yeah.
than the idea of spending forever with your significant other.
It's more about the wedding, not the marriage.
Nowadays, it seems like weddings are competitions. Who gets
Yes.
married first? Who gets married in the most expensive location? Whose wedding gown was made by an international designer?
Yeah.
Who should cater? How much budget for the flowers should be? Because we're too busy minding the superficial elements, we forget that marriage is supposed to be a celebration of love, not a competition of wealth.
Well, it's also about how good it looks on Instagram, right?
At the end of the day, without all the frivolities, being married to your partner is supposed to last forever. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, definitely. Because like my dad said to me when I was much younger and I was talking about getting married many years ago, I'm not paying for that big wedding. Your mom and I got married in the preacher's office and we're just as married as anybody else. I was like, you're right, Daddy. But the thing was, he was like, if you can't, and it was, he didn't like say it that harshly, but it was true. He did tell me that. I got married in the preacher's office and just as married as anybody else, and they're stuck. And I've always been of the philosophy, if I can't afford to pay for the wedding of my dreams and wishes, then I shouldn't be getting married. That was just my philosophy. Now, when our kids start getting married, will I use that same philosophy? I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think? Do we have a budget for our kids' weddings? Have we even thought that far
Well,
ahead?
I haven't thought that far ahead, but I think you can, I think you can have both. I think you can have a nice wedding.
I loved our wedding.
Stay within budget and then also be very, very happy with the person you're marrying. And
Yeah, you can do both, but you have
can
to.
do both.
But it has to be, you can do both. But we did have a great wedding. We had a great party. The ceremony was simple. It was sweet, and the party. That's where I'd say sink your money into, is just the great party. But then it's over, and it is a lot of money. You got to really make sure. I wouldn't go into debt over it.
No.
It's not worth that.
No, it's not worth that.
It's not worth having your. I see families take out loans to pay for their daughter's dream wedding. I don't think that's fair.
Going into debt's overrated. Okay, here's the second thing that's you're giving too much importance to in your life. I don't know if I agree with this one. Vacations. You get caught up in where you are going on your trips when, in fact, you should be more concerned about who you're going with. Where to go for a trip is on this list of overrated things because essentially when you really stop to think about it, it doesn't matter if you're going to great places if you're alone or with the wrong person. It's better to just do a staycation and take a vacation in your local tourist spots as long as you're with family and friends.
I agree to that to a point because like when I look back at the vacations from my childhood, people didn't travel then like they do now. We thankfully grew up about an hour and a half from the coast. So we would go to Myrtle Beach in that area. But some of the best vacations I remember, my parents would just rent this little cinder block house on Santee, Lake Santee, and my dad shared a boat with another family. So we'd have it part of the time, they'd have it part of the time. And we would just play in that muddy lake water all the time. And those were my memories. We didn't spend thousands. We did go to Disney World once. I remember that. But that was like a huge special deal.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like my daughter, when we were talking about vacation ideas, she's like, I want to go out of the country. I was like, why? I just want to go somewhere out of the country.
Wow.
And that's her requirement. It's like, it doesn't count unless you can. I don't understand what her thinking is on that. But our kids are spoiled is what that boils down to. But a lot of people are.
I could always send her to Mexico. Well, I don't personally think vacations are overrated. I think you need that time as far as like where you're going. For me, it doesn't have to be a big fancy, like you and I, when we go on a vacation, we go to some nice places in Mexico, but we're pretty, how can I say this? We really watch our costs as best we can. We don't go to the most lavish, the most expensive hotels because we have fun, I think, just kind of sitting on the beach under a palapa and eating a buffet,
Yeah.
I mean, that's our bit.
Yeah.
But two of now that we're talking through this, two of my favorite memories are pretty recent. One is going to Broken Bow with the kids and staying in that cabin and just being out there in that little creek catching fish with the kids.
See, it's simple pleasures.
That was so much fun.
And we
I'll
bought
never forget that.
Yeah, Broken Bow.
And then the
10 Star and Company. If you're looking to rent a cabin, that's who we went through. Loved it.
And then I know I've brought it up before, the RV trip. I mean, you'd think, RV, it sounds kind of, I don't know, it sounds kind of weird. It was, can't tell you how many good memories we made, with my mom and dad
with your parents,
and the boys. So yeah, vacation's not overrated. Kind of the experiences.
It's about the people you're with and creating the memories.
Yeah. Okay. Third one, job-related concerns. Overrated. Instead of staying up late at night to bond with the people who matter to you, you stay up late in order to finish a project, impress your boss, hopefully get that promotion you've been eyeing. I'm only doing this for the family. I'm working hard so that I can have a better life, you might say. True, you need to make a living for your daily expenses, but have you ever thought that your family may appreciate your presence more than the actual presents that you give them?
Well, you hear that every once in a while. Somebody says, on your deathbed, your final words aren't going to be, I wish I worked a little more
That's a good segue. Sam Walton, with a net worth of $65 billion, and a founder of Walmart, said, quote, I blew it on his deathbed. Remember, no one on their deathbed wished they had spent more time in the office. Instead, they had wished they had spent more time with their family and friends.
Yeah, but look, all his grandkids were like, thank you, granddaddy. Thank you, granddaddy.
True that.
But you know what? It's true. More money, more problems.
Yeah.
Is there a billionaire you'd trade places with today? I wouldn't.
Is there a billionaire I'd trade places with?
I wouldn't. The headaches that come with that kind of money, you're constantly being hit up. You're constantly in fear. I've read some
things. The most
things
miserable people I know have a lot of money. Yeah.
Well, it's like the real fears of the threat of your children being kidnapped. These are fears that people with that kind of money live with on a daily basis.
I read an article one time about the founder of Dell, Michael Dell, and he used to live in Austin. They used to be, I think they used to be based out of Austin. I don't know if they still are or not.
I don't know either, but it used to be.
I read an article, I think it was Forbes. He said he spent $12 million a year just on security for his family, for bodyguards, for 12 million. And
it's real.
That's the CEO of a big company.
And they don't talk about that. Yeah, they get to fly private. Yeah, they get to stay in these nice houses, but you got an armed guard. You know, that's not the life for me. My idea of happiness is just having it. Well, not my entire idea. Just having enough money to do what I want to do. Fortunately, I don't want to do a lot, right?
Yeah. Okay. The fourth one is college and the pressure of getting a degree.
That's true. A lot of people worry about getting into the big fanciest colleges. How many times have I been asked to show? I found my college graduation diploma the other day. Nobody's ever asked to see it. Nobody cares.
You're all self-absorbed with complicated sounding titles. We want the PhD piled higher and deeper. The MBA, what's that one stand for? More bull something. The RN, the MAN, I don't know what that is, and all those fancy names. But my friend, college isn't about how long your title is or how many years you studied. It's about self-development, progress, and self-discovery.
And about networking.
Trying new things.
You know, that's what a lot of, people get into the fraternities and sororities is about networking because it helps you in business later. I didn't do any of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, college is a lot different than it used to be. But when I graduated, it like you had to have a degree. I mean,
that was the thing.
Or early 90s in a recession. I mean, you needed a
Right.
degree, It was a different time. And there wasn't the technology there is today where, you don't necessarily need a degree. You just need that skill.
Yep. Skillshare.
Ad. Why don't we do a little bit of this and then we'll bring it home for Jerome with the last three.
I'm happy to do that. Back in the day when I used to shave my legs, let's be honest, ladies, during this year, we've probably shaved a little less often than we normally do prior to 2020. But I used to use a man's razor because I thought, you know what, these women's razors aren't getting the job done. A man's razor gave me a closer shave. But, my thinking has completely changed on that. Men's razors extremely expensive as well. And women's have been pretty costly too. But then I discovered Billie. It's the best razor out there for those days when, hey, I feel like shaving my legs and my armpits today. I'm going to do it. And you get that extra smooth shave, no pink tax, and no visit to the drugstores, no break in the bank anymore. You can go to mybillie.com. They have a starter kit that's just $9. Super affordable. It includes their award-winning razor. You get 2 refill blades, so that's going to last you quite a long time. And plus the cult favorite magnetic holder. So with Billie, you're going to get that close shave. You don't have to. We need something for ourselves, ladies, and that includes our razors. And you might find that when you are trying to, keep the legs smooth, you can go longer between shaves. It's that close of a shave. And so go to mybillie.com if you want to find out about the razor everybody's talking about. It's an Allure Best of Beauty winner and on Nylon's beauty hit list for a reason. And you got to find out.
Oh, yeah. And to express a little love for our show, go to mybillie.com/lovin'. It's a small way you can support us while getting the best razor you will ever own. That's a big statement. It's just $9 to get your starter kit, plus free shipping always. Go to mybillie.com/lovin'. Spelled mybillie.com/lovin', LOVIN.
It's Billie with an IE.
That's right.
My Billie.
That's right, babe. All right, back to our list of the 7 overrated things you've been giving too much importance into your life, babe. From lifehack.com, babe. Number 5, this one might resonate with you. Being right.
I love being right.
The
I
majority of the arguments all over the world stem from our desire to be right.
Yes.
Naturally, being right is acceptable when it's dealing with public safety. However, the same logic doesn't work when applied to minuscule things like Words with Friends. Is arguing about who wore it better or who sang the better version or which businessman is richer or who plays Words with Friends better really worth it? Being right at the cost of a relationship is hardly worth it.
Honey,
I'd love to hear your comments on this, Kellie Raspberry Evans.
Okay. Words with Friends wasn't about being right. It was about you beating me and your horrible, smug attitude towards me when you did it.
That's wrong.
When I would use every word in my stockpile, being an English major, and I would put that word down thinking, oh, look how good I am. I used every single letter and I earned 11 points. Alan would put down 2 letters and it'd be worth 1,000 points. And then he'd be like so smug about it and awful and like taunting. And I didn't like it. And honestly, we almost broke up over it. I said, we have to just cancel this app. It was that bad.
You know,
it was that bad.
Okay.
He was a jerk.
Y'all
know I'm telling the truth.
Here you go.
He was a jerk.
I get misrepresented on this podcast a lot.
That is the truth. I am not
and
exaggerating.
let me tell you something, dear listener, good dear listener, I have never heard more of a misrepresentation than I have heard just in that last
Ask your
30
sister.
seconds.
You get your sister on the podcast and she will back me up.
I have never mocked you.
That is not true.
I have never
It's like a mic drop every time.
What example?
But I'm saying you put out a 2-letter word and you just smug.
What did I do?
I didn't do smug and cocky and rude.
Was I smug, or did you just see a big score light up and you're like, he's smug because he got a big word?
Because you would also mock me. We'd be in the same room. It's not like you're playing with Words with Friends from somebody in another state.
Okay.
I literally had to stop playing with him, or we might not have ever gotten engaged.
Let me
he was
read that
seeing
last.
a side of me that he didn't like, because I was like not liking that side of him I didn't like.
Let me read that last line again. Being right at the cost of a relationship is hardly worth it. All right.
Yeah, see, so I'm right about you being a jerk playing Words with Friends.
That's a clap back. See, I do
love being right.
I don't even need to do that bit anymore, because now you just do the clap back on the podcast.
Right.
You've graduated. You're like, I won't say it in private anymore. I'll just say it in public. Number 6.
You're right, dear. How does it feel?
Number 6, finishing first. Is that overrated?
In what?
This is applicable whenever we encounter contests.
Because finishing first, if you're racing, is a big deal.
Why is it that we only reward those who finish first instead of giving rewards to people who participated too?
Oh, see, now this
Hold
is
on,
where...
Hold on. Finishing first isn't always important. As they say, even if you finished first in the rat race, remember, you are still a rat.
Okay, so everybody gets a participation ribbon.
I'm not saying I agree with it.
It's not all, like if I'm running a marathon, like a 5K or something, and I'm not trying to be first. It's that part of the journey, at least I finished. I get it. But then if you're having like sporting competitions and things, it's all different. I mean, it's important to finish first in some things and not so much in others.
There are some things that I would be upset if I didn't do well in a competition.
If you're in a timed event,
yeah,
it's a big deal.
I'm going to be upset if I suck.
Yeah.
And like you, there are other things that, hey, I'm just glad to freaking be here.
Yeah.
Like that 5K we did.
Yeah, it's like
I wasn't gonna beat anybody.
We had no intention of.
I couldn't beat
speed. You. Yeah, because I trained actually. Alan the other day actually talking about us doing another 5K. He's like, let's train for a 5K. The last time you said that, I ended up doing it by myself. I trained by myself. And then we ended up running it together. And I had to leave him because he was messing up my time.
Gosh, if you were a Martian and you landed on this planet and said, I'm going to find a podcast to listen to. And then you dialed up a sandwich and some leaven and you're listening to this back and forth on this podcast. You'd think that the A-Train, he's smug when he plays Words with Friends.
Yes, that's true.
He's a horrible training partner for a 5K.
That's right. You left me alone.
What else? What else do I do?
You mock me on the NextDoor app.
I mock you on the NextDoor app.
And you're gassy.
I'm not gassy. I'm not gassy.
Oh, how much did that cost you?
What?
Where'd you get that thing?
Get
it on
what?
Amazon?
Every magician has to have
Why?
a palm pooter.
Let me tell you what I found real quick. Because I brought that up, I've been saving this note.
We have one more of these.
Okay. You might want to ban from your carpool vegetarian soda drinkers who also chew gum and smoke. Some people have more gas than others, this guy right here. And we're not talking about the stuff you put in your car. The average adult produces, listen to this, 1 to 3 pints of intestinal gas per day and passes gas 14 to 23 times per day. Vegetarians, carbonated beverage drinkers, this guy right here, gum chewers, and smokers tend to produce more than the average amount of intestinal gas. There you go. Now back to your list. I thought that was interesting. 1 to 3 pints we produce of intestinal gas per day. Okay, we got it. That's all right.
14, huh?
14 to 23 times per day.
Now look,
pass gas.
I'm trying to bring serious discussion and content to this podcast, and you're making a mockery out of it by talking about flatulence and flatus.
You were the one making.
Why do you
toot
bring up
noises.
flatus on this podcast?
Why did we bring it up? Why did I bring it up?
Because you said I was just sitting here
and you're
innocently
gassy.
doing a podcast, and you looked at me and said you were gassy.
Because we were listing all the things that are wrong with you. With the alien came down to the earth. That's it.
Martian. I'm right. Okay, the last one, number 7, luxury items. Expensive handbags and branded shoes are overrated items that aren't worth your efforts. There are non-branded items that also have really great quality.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be defined by the bag you hold, the shoes you walk in, and the clothes you wear. Instead, be defined by your friendly personality, your positive outlook in life, and your kindness. Yeah. Luxury items may run out of style, but being gracious and confident of yourself is a classic, timeless trait.
Yeah. Tell that to the Kardashians and the Cardi B's who have the collection of Birkins. I don't know. I've not really ever been that much into designer things, only because
no, you're not really.
I'm really
you're
not.
You're not a name brand snob.
I'm not, and a lot of people like. I say even if I did have something real, people would assume it's probably a knockoff because they don't think I'd ever spend that kind of money on anything.
I think all your really expensive stuff I've bought from you.
Yeah, it's just real. Yeah.
It's a nice watch you have on there.
Thank you.
Who gave you that?
My husband.
All right, babe. That was fun to go through.
Well, good.
Did you like those?
I did.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing the show today. I didn't feel very well.
I know.
And I appreciate you stepping up. I was sitting there eating my bowl of soup before we came on the podcast, sniffling, waiting for my Advil cold and sinus to kick in.
I'm sorry, babe.
It's okay. It's just one of those things.
Well, I still love you desperately, even though you're not feeling that.
Despite my sinus headache?
Even though you're not feeling that well, and even though
Thank you.
What did you say? Gassy.
Smug.
Smug.
And you mocked me.
I'm a jerk.
You're a jerk at Words with Friends.
And I mock you.
You are. You're real rude at
Tell
Words
you
with
what,
Friends.
if I was an alien and I came down and I heard all that.
Oh, Martian.
A Martian.
Ah, I caught you on your own thing.
I would kidnap him and then draw his blood and then inject it into my enemies.
Really?
I don't know.
That's pretty graphic.
I don't know. All right, babe. Well, we'll do this again real soon because we got to do some recording because we're not going to do live podcasts. The week of Thanksgiving, we're not going to.
Well, you're going to have.
But you're going to hear a new podcast.
Yeah, you're going to have new podcasts. But listen, if you ever want to, we record the podcasts on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel for A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. It's a very small, intimate community. And we usually have the same little cast of characters that show up and watch us, and we really appreciate it. But we do that typically on Monday and Wednesday nights, approximately 8 p.m. Central Time. And there's a little chat room there. And I think a lot of these people are becoming friends.
They are.
And being part of the podcast family, Alan and I are already looking forward to 2021 and hopeful that there will be occasions for us to get together for happy hours like we used to do. And
at
also
Oaked Barbecue Restaurant.
Now we have Oaked Barbecue Restaurant. And also we're looking forward to the family vacation in July. We're going back to Mexico. Alan is celebrating a big birthday in 2021. And we're going to make that your big birthday blowout in Mexico. And we hope as many people can come as possible. We'll have more details on that probably in January.
I want a bunch of people to come. I really hope. I'm serious now.
Take over the entire resort.
That would be so
That'd
fun,
be fun
to just blow it out because of this year has been, crazy, and just do a big celebration with a bunch of our friends and listeners. That would be
and listen, we don't get anything out of it.
That'd be a great time.
We don't. I mean, we'd love for y'all to come. We're not having like a bunch. We'd love it if we could get people to sponsor this trip and make some cash off of it. That would be awesome. But it's really about just hanging out with you guys. We loved it.
I thought Sean was working on that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'd love to have some sponsors. If your company would like to sponsor the podcast Family Vacation to Mexico, get in touch. But otherwise, it's just going to be just us hanging out because we love it. It's fun. And we're not like, if you ever gone on some of these cruises with, people and it's like, come hang out with, this celebrity or whatever. You never see them. They have like a cocktail party and then the rest of the time you're on your own.
Oh,
no, y'all can't get rid of us.
Oh, we had people that they had enough of us.
Yeah. They would go off to dinner and we'd walk up and like, oh, y'all are having dinner without us?
Yeah. Or we'd be hanging out at the beach. They'd be like, okay, see y'all later. We're going to go to the pool. We'd be like,
Alan and I.
Okay.
It's the truth.
Bye.
Alan and I would go down to the beach. We have a routine. We'd go sit under the palapa on the sand on the beach till about 3 or 4 o'clock. And then we'd go to the pool. That's what we like to do. And so we're like, hey, everybody, we're going to go down to the palapa by the beach if y'all want to come. Chirp, 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 chirp. It'd just be me and Alan because they were all having too much fun without us. We had to go like, hey, can we come on?
Can we hang out too?
Can we have some fun with you?
Can we hang out?
I can't wait to do it again.
Maybe it was because of my Speedo.
People love your Speedo.
They do?
Maybe it was me. What if it's me? What if we found out all along it's because of me?
No, the reason they go.
It has to be because of you, right?
The reason they go is because of you. It's got to be me.
Oh, that's not true. Y'all love Alan. So anyway, that's what we're looking forward to is celebrating Alan's. Are we going to say the year? You don't care, right? The big 5-0 next year for Alan. The big 5-0. So if you can start making those plans, it's usually around July 4th week. We'll have specifics in right after the first of the year.
But just get that number 2 pencil out and just pencil out that week.
Very lightly.
Don't get the Sharpie out yet. Just pencil out that week. We've got the pencils out. We've penciled that week off.
Yep. Excited.
All right, babe. I love you desperately.
I love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
Love y'all too.
I love Thanksgiving desperately. It's coming up. We'll do some Thanksgiving talk in the upcoming podcast.
Of course we will. How could we not?
Yes, because we will podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.